Hello, darling.
Hello, darling.
Hello, darling.
Hello.
I have
Hello.
tried to voice over this video about 5 times now. This is the last time I'm doing this. So if you want to join me in this sketch session, feel free to grab some snacks, some coffee, some pens, your sketchbook. So today I have some cookies, jam, and cheese. I figured it'd be a cute little charcuterie moment. And I have some iced coffee as well because I do love iced coffee. So starting off strong with a hand. I was really stuck on what to draw for this whole page, but that's often how my sketch sessions go. I never really have a theme. I kind of just think of the first thing that comes to my mind and build a world around that. So as I was brainstorming, I remember thinking, oh, I can make something like a hand turkey, but instead of making an actual hand turkey, I decided to do a hand turkey but with eyeballs, as well as some, bones in the hand. So we're giving some bones in the hand, making the fingers look kind of skeletal and have that X-ray effect, kind of skeletal. Then I drew the eyes, of course, with some spirals because spirals are super cute, and I don't know, I feel like it draws more attention to the area. It draws the eye to a more interesting place. And I wanted to make this, this hand turkey with eyelashes. I wanted to make this hand turkey be punk. So that's what I did with this. I had a lot of fun with this whole sketchbook page. As I often do with all my other ones, usually, I'm just like, okay, right now I feel the need to create. So I'll sit down, grab my sketchbook, some coffee, usually coffee, a little drink or something, and I'll just chill and, draw my way around because, life's too short to have art block, and I've been kind of facing art block and just motivation issues. I just don't have motivation to do things a lot anymore. So this is my way of dealing with it, is just face the problem head on. Granted, it is hard to do, and this is a sketch sesh that I had to kind of really talk myself into. And I had to argue with myself, yes, it's going to be so much better for you in the end if you just start. It doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be perfect because, as artistic people, we do tend to want or need to be perfect or to fit the standard of it has to be a certain level of perfection. If it's not, then it's trash. But yeah, so sketching makes me feel good, and just like riding my bike, I love to ride my bike, but granted, some days I hate to do that. It feels like a chore because I have to get my bike out and I have to walk it out to the front of my house, and then I have to get on my bike, and then I have to, put my music on, this and that. But yeah, so it feels like it's a lot more effort than it actually is to be doing that thing. And that's how art is sometimes for me. Sometimes it feels like a chore, even though I know in the end, I'm a creative person, I'm meant to create. So when I do create, I feel like I'm fulfilling my life's purpose, which is to create in the world, create something that I hope impacts people in a good way, or makes people, smile a bit, laugh a little bit. I don't know, because a lot of my drawings are kind of goofy and just don't take things too seriously. And I like that I've kind of taken that turn with my art in recent years. I used to want to make people's faces or portraits a lot more detailed than they actually were. I wanted to have an exact replica of a person's face or a rock or something, instead of just, dealing with the fact that, hey, I have an art style. I see the world through a different way than other people do. I feel like every artist has an interesting perspective that they can bring into the world. And a lot of people, I feel like, express that interesting perspective through the style in which they draw. Sometimes, you might have people who copy artwork and such, but I think that has its place. I might get flogged for that. Flogged? I don't think that's the word I'm looking for, actually. Yeah, I think, sometimes copying can help a little bit, but you do want to add your own flair or style to it, because you want to develop your style as an artist and not only rely on copying things. it's nice to, play with proportions and colors and textures and line art and all that, because it makes the art more interesting. And that's the whole point of art. Art is supposed to be, a glammed up version of reality. People are art, the trees are art, everything is art. You just have to find the little beauty in it that other people might not notice, and then build on that. It's funny that I'm talking about beauty and such when here's this punk hand, but I figured this punk hand would be kind of cool to make. I wanted to make the bones stand out from the background of the hand, so that's why I'm doing all this line work, all these swirls and such, just to make it look more like an x-ray, but like an interesting x-ray, with wavelengths. It feels like my brain's trying to put the words in the right order, because I often think in pictures, not so much words. I do think in words sometimes, but more so in pictures. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it is because I'm an artist, but some artists I found can't imagine like an apple, but they can draw the most beautiful landscapes ever. Like they can't think of like a picture of something, but they can draw it. And I think that's really cool. Everyone has their own, unique perspectives and experiences and skill sets that they can bring to the table, which is why I think people should create more and give themselves the opportunity to be artists more, not to, only create to sell it or to, get a profit off of it, or for other people to like it, or for other people to like you. Sometimes you just have to create so that your soul is fed and so that you feel happy, or so that you can get whatever you're feeling out. If I'm not feeling too great, that's when I make the best art, or my favorite art. I'm more expressive. Suddenly, art block doesn't apply when I'm sad, which is kind of funny, but art helps me to identify the problem, accept the problem, and to move on from the problem. And I say the problem, but I mean my emotions. Even though they're not the problem, they're just expressing stress, and art helps me to let go, to accept and let go and be present, because sometimes I don't feel like myself, and art helps to ground me. So I do greatly recommend, hey, even if you don't consider yourself an artist, maybe draw with me. It can be on like a little notepad or post-it note or something. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be Da Vinci, or I can't think of other artists. Wow, I feel like such a fraud. But, it doesn't have to be exceptional, because you're making it, and it helps you to see like the brighter things in life. It helps you to see the world in a different way. And that's what I did with this little man, as I'm drawing him. I love googly eyes, as I have said before. I love them so much. So I decided to draw, some googly eyes, and then I drew like a whole face around it, gave him some legs, some boots, some leg warmers, a little sweater. And then as I was drawing the sweater, I realized that I could just not put him a hand. And then I was like, hey, I don't have to. So as I was drawing this whole page, I feel like the story kind of started coming together. So then I was like, okay, maybe this little man is having nightmares about his hands being gone or being unable to do things. And I feel like this was greatly expressive of me at the time. I wasn't able to draw or do anything with my hands. I felt like I was unable to do anything, and I felt trapped, and I was just sad. And it's funny because I didn't even think of that meaning at the time, but now I'm, seeing how this tied into my art block and helped me express and get out of that a little bit. I am still kind of experiencing art block right now. I'll be honest, I'm a little unmotivated to record stuff because sometimes I don't know what to talk about, and I don't like to drone on because I can tell in people's faces when I'm boring them. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I don't care. It's hard out here sometimes to be socially awkward and not really understand how to communicate with people sometimes. So that's why oftentimes my doodles don't have mouths, except for this guy on the right. But he doesn't have hands, so he's still lacking. But usually I don't draw my characters with mouths, I don't think, because I find it a whole lot easier to express myself through my face or through art or how I dress or how I present myself than to talk, because I'll stumble over my words like I'm doing now, and I'll say and like and use all those filler words. Where was I with this? I like to add, stars and swirls and stuff and sparkles just to draw your attention to the little bits and pieces of this art piece that I did. Yeah, so I'm just trying to fit in as many hands in as many spaces as I can. You get the point that he's missing two hands, and he's having a nightmare and he wants hands, but they're all hand puppets. So they're all mocking him, or they're all, just have their own little personalities, which is why I wanted to give them eyebrows and stuff. Except for the emo one. The emo one does not get eyebrows because emo people don't have eyebrows. Yep, it's true. It's very true. That's why I'm punk and not emo, because I have eyebrows. So yeah, and so I'm drawing some little, textures, triangles. I love to incorporate texture into my drawings because it guides your eye. It guides your eye around the page. Usually I only have a pen on hand, so when I'm drawing, if I were to just leave, no swirls or textures or anything, it would be kind of blank because I don't have the color to fill it in. So instead of color, sometimes I'll use interesting line work or line art or, polka dots, stripes, especially for shading and stuff. I kind of, I had a dream at one point to be a tattoo artist. Not sure that much of this would be, wanted by people to get tattooed, but, I find it calming to draw. I find art so calming and soothing, and it just brings me back to who I am and how I started off in this world. You start created and I guess you end uncreated, but you're still floating around. You're still a soul in this life. Not to get all hippy dippy, but I don't care. So I'm just fitting in all the little eyes and all the hands. So we don't have much time left. It's probably time to wrap up this video. But thank you for sketching with me. I hope this was a good experience for you. Even if it was just a little doodle, it doesn't have to be a whole page like this. Even though this, video is about 15 minutes, usually an entire work page takes me anywhere from 1 to 3 hours from start to finish. And usually I'll start and finish it all at once because I find that if I don't complete my projects all at once, it's very difficult for me to restart those projects or get back to them. For some reason, I'm not sure why it is. It's just kind of how I work now. I have to kind of complete things all in one sitting. If you're the same, let me know. Maybe you can relate to that, but yeah. And then I decided to draw, a little clown as the last little bit, adding some curly hair to really add to the clownness. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for, watching this and for participating with me. You deserve to be loved and to be happy. And you deserve to create. You deserve to be an artist. You deserve to make stuff that makes you happy and helps you process your emotions. You deserve that. You deserve love and happiness. You deserve love and happiness. And I hope you have a great day or night or, whatever you are. Day, night, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Bye. See you later. Keep creating. Bye. Bye. See you later. Keep creating. Next time. Adios. Bye. See you later. Day, night, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Bye. See you later. Bye. See you later. I hope you have a great day or night. Bye. Keep creating. Keep creating. Bye. Adios. Bye. Keep creating. Adios. Bye. See you later. Adios.